another interview. Like I said I would do, Sekirei Season 2, Pure Engagement. And this time I am joined together by... Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Me, Zero, your favorite number in the number universe.
Yeah, Sekirei number 0.
I freaking hate you right now.
Anyway, so yeah, he's joined me. We actually watched Sekirei Pure Engagement together, as we used to over summer. But now summer's ending, and we're ending it with a good old anime review. Let it be said, if you're watching this, we're assuming you already watched Season 1. So there will be Season 1 spoilers. However, nothing truly magnificent in Season 2.
And if you watch Season 1, then pat yourself on the back.
Yes. Anyway, Sekirei Season 2 doesn't entirely jump straight off to from the ending of Season 1, where Minato was friggin' being slowly raped on a bridge as MIBs closed in on him. Instead, it jumps about, like, what would you say, about a day, 3 days later?
I'd say three days or somewhat, give or take.
Yeah, a fair amount of time past Season 1. And, really, nobody, not much has changed, really. They're still trying to survive the Sekirei plan, Sekirei game, whatever the hell you want to call it. They more or less actually focuses around a character that never really was given details, but actually more or less not. Well, actually, yeah, she wasn't given very many details. Uzume and her more towards her Ashikabi Chiho,
yes.
The one who was in the hospital who had like 2 lines in Season 1 that nobody ever really knew.
And if you were watching Season 1, you were probably thinking, oh, she's not gonna play a big part in this show.
No, in fact, it made Season 2 actually pretty depressing.
Yes.
That was a drag. Yes. It's weird how they built it compared to Season 1. Like, Season 1 actually was pretty much kind of more, like, lighthearted, somewhat happy with all the comedy and everything. And the action, it was like, I couldn't help but compare it to Camper when I was doing it. Then how it was built to where, like, it got all the things that were trying to make you laugh and everything done early on in any action scene later. Now it's all plot all the time, most of the time, and at the same time, being depressed.
Indeed.
Yes.
Prepare to have a box of what the fuck are they called? Napkins.
Oh.
Napkins or tissues or whatever the fuck
tissues,
you use to wipe your tears.
But yeah. So Season 2 rather. It starts out to where basically all the Sekirei have been what was it called? Emerged. They've all emerged except for one. And that one, in case you are a complete dumbass, is the Fire One Kagiri, or as she's also known as Homura.
Or as we like to call her,
Kakashi.
Kakashi, yeah.
And Joshua. Anyway, so she's the only one who hasn't emerged yet, and well, actually, that happened in episode 4, so I'm not revealing anything on who she ends up with. But it's not that hard to piece together. But
if you aren't able to piece together who she goes with, then you must be retarded.
The opening pretty much says it all. But
yes.
And also for those of you, and also in Season 2, like it was like in episode 1 where Kazehana became Minato's Sekirei as well. So
yes, but that's pretty much like episode 1.
Yeah, so when I said that the losers are losers, the best things happen to the losers to people, yeah, I wasn't kidding. He has 1, 2...
6.
Yeah, he has 6 Sekirei. This motherfucker is the most powerful... He's pretty much the most powerful person in the north. The northern region. And there's one thing, though, that I point out to you, but I pointed out to you just, like, off camera, like, 5 minutes ago. Something I didn't quite understand. When Minaka says that only one Sekirei has not been emerged, I pointed out that Mia doesn't have an Ashikabi, and yet it was revealed she was a Sekirei. So,
Yes.
how does that work exactly?
Well, see, she's already emerged, but she doesn't have an Ashikabi, so she obviously doesn't count.
That theory, it makes some sense, but still, I honestly think that if the Ashikabi was dead, they wouldn't be considered emerged. But that's
But
a
they
whole
do
nother
count as
thing.
emerge.
That's just a theory. Okay, let's actually jump to talking about the characters that actually got more details. Uzume, let's go ahead and start with her. Since
Yes.
I didn't really cover her Sekirei powers in season 1, may as well get that out of the way. Season 1, it revealed that she actually was known as the Veiled Sekirei, the one who fought with Wrappings, who I couldn't help but compare to Lee when he did the Primary Lotus. And, yeah, she could be considered half of the plot in this anime. You know, she and her Ashikabi pretty much run the plot here. Like in season 1, Minato and Musubi ran the plot. Now it's Uzume and Chiho.
Well, when you think about it, they don't, like, carry the plot until, like, at, like, the very the last half of season 2.
Well, I guess you could say that great, I called her Joshua. That Kagiri / Homura ran the plot in the beginning, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But, there's that. Yeah, we should probably talk about Chiho since I mostly covered Uzume. Chiho is basically, she's an Ashikabi that she's sick and she's been hospitalized and can't really leave the hospital that well, which one could easily consider her the weakest Ashikabi of all time. And she pretty much ran the plot throughout halfway of the season, needless to say. I won't reveal why, but she pretty much did.
My only question is if only someone could figure out who that Sekiri's Ashikabi is, why can someone just kill her now? I mean, she's in a hospital. Someone could have just easily went there.
Well, that's actually a good way to transition into another character. Higa actually got a bit of light shed on him. In season 1, he was really just kind of this person who seemed to pull the strings of all these Sekirei. I think he controlled the east, or was it the south?
It was east.
Yeah, he pretty much ran the area of the east, like how Mia ran the north. The guy we nicknamed Kid Death, because his voice actor is the same as Kid Death. Hayato ran the west, and I think, wasn't MBI located in the south?
Yes.
Yeah, MBI was in the south. Higa was basically the guy who, it's not that hard to piece together from season 1, he actually was pulling Uzume's strings, you know, like making her fight for him, that way her Ashikabi got medication that she needed. Wasn't that hard to figure out. So, and it's weird, Higa initially comes off as a dick, but he's actually a pretty good evil genius, if you think about it.
He's the kind of guy who's like, I would do this, but I'm just gonna sit in the sidelines and watch everything happen.
He's the guy you hate, but you love him because you hate him.
Yes.
He's like, never mind, I don't have anybody to compare him to. Whatever. May as well move on to the other person whose light got shed, or who got light shed on them. Hayato, I don't fucking remember his last name. We nicknamed him Kid Death, and made several jokes about the fact that he was voiced by Kid Death. He actually...
If you don't know what jokes we're talking about, I think you'll know.
You're not symmetrical. Anyway, he basically, in season 1, it's weird what they did with him. In season 1, he came off as this guy who was powerful because he had like 1,000 Sekirei under him because he pretty much kept forcing them to become his Sekirei. In season 2, he became a spoiled brat. If you think, he really became, like they inflated him to where he's supposed to be this great threat, and then they eliminated it all by turning him into a complete brat. It was weird what they did with him.
I gotta have it.
Yeah. To move on to, I guess we should talk about him, though I don't know his fucking name. There's one other character who got introduced, like, late in the anime, but really
That's the thing.
didn't
I don't know
entirely...
who he is.
What?
They don't give a name?
Huh?
I'm assuming you're talking about the biker guy, right?
Yeah, what the crap was his name?
We never got a name!
Other than Master, I don't think we... Yeah, we never did. Or if we did, we just don't remember it.
Oh, and we also do get some scenes with the main character's sister.
I'll talk about that in a minute. I was going to like address all the people from Season 1 and what happened with them after we get through the new characters.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Anyway, I think he appeared like episode 7 or 8, maybe, and then fucked off and then came back. There's this biker guy who has 3 Sekirei, which, by the way, it kind of makes him look like a pedophile, just saying. But, he has these 3 Sekirei. I don't know what their powers are, and I don't know what the crap his deal is, but he basically appears, fucks off, appears again, helps people, and then fucks off. He doesn't really do... what is his deal? We don't know much about him. Like, it's like he's made to appear in Season 3, even though that hasn't happened.
Never happened.
I don't know about him. I don't have enough structure to say whether I like him or not. I really don't. Okay. Move on to address some things from people from Season 1 that critically happened. Yukari, actually. Yukari and her... she's the fucking Ashika. I keep doing this. Yukari and her Sekirei, who is really... him and one other Sekirei are really only 2 main guy Sekireis, now I think about it. But, her and her Sekirei, Sheena, somehow rose to the top, like, pretty much to where they're actually pretty powerful people. But there's one thing I don't understand. In Season 1, when they were talking about Sheena, they pretty much said, quote, he has the opposite power of Ku. Which Ku's power, for those, in case you haven't...
is to create life.
No. She creates plants. If she created life, she could have healed people. And such like that. She would have been a cleric kind of character.
Yeah.
She just controls plants.
Yeah.
So Sheena's power, in Season 1, and every time you saw him use the power, which is like all like twice, was to kill plants.
Yeah.
Yet now he has the power to like kill anything.
What is he, a fucking Grim Reaper?
He was known as the Grim Reaper Sekirei.
Yeah.
Point that out here. And also Yukari gained a fascination of kicking people in the nuts. Don't know why, but one person deserved it. Only one person deserved it.
The rest
Anyway.
didn't deserve it. The rest didn't deserve it.
I guess we should move on. I guess we should talk a little bit about, the Discipline Squad. They really made a name for themselves in Season 2, actually. In Season 1, they were basically supposed to be, like, the overall, just like the people who maintain order in the Sekirei clan. Here, they just turned into frickin' evil bitches, really. That's really... It's weird, because they don't work for MBI, do they?
I think they do.
Well, I know one of them did, but I don't know if the other 2... Never mind. Anyway, they basically became somewhat like... They became kind of like, Actually, this is the great comparison, because that one episode... They became Jesse and James. They became Team Rocket. They basically come in, fuck shit up, and then leave. Come back, fuck things up, leave. That's really what they did.
Indeed.
Well, except for, Black, Kaosuba. Really only 2 that did it were Red, it started with a B. I can't remember her fucking name. And Blue, Haihane. Haihane, I remember. Haihane quickly became comic relief.
Yes.
We laughed a few times. Who else should we talk about? Like, everybody else kind of maintained the same basis from Season 1.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is there anybody else we should discuss? Well, I guess we could cover, a little bit about, what was her name? Tatsumi? I want to say?
I think so.
In Season 1, most of you probably remember this one girl who looks similar to somewhat like Kagiri. However, she kind of was like the assistant to Minaka, the main person who runs MIB. Great, there I go again. MBI. Jesus Christ. The main person, Minaka, who was the head of MBI. Basically, Tatsumi actually, it's revealed that she's actually truly the head of the Sekirei clan, which by the way makes somewhat little sense to me, but I can somewhat see that, at how she's the head of Sekirei clan and not Minaka, because Minaka would technically run everything, and Tatsumi only runs the Sekirei clan. I guess that makes sense. And, a little bit is explained about her and her story, but one thing I don't quite understand is how come that she never, like, stepped forward and said who she was and everything until now? Like, why'd she wait through Season 1? I don't quite understand that.
I don't understand that either.
But that's just me. Let's see here. Anything else we should really say? Because there's not really much we can reveal about Sekiro without major spoilers.
Let's see, there were...
We covered the biker guy.
We got the biker guy. Did we cover the, male Sekiri?
Oh, the one... What was his name? Matsu? Or not fucking Matsu. It started with another M.
I know it was the guy that Kid Def had.
Yeah, I kept calling him Mifune, but his name was like Masumi? It started with an M. I can't remember his name. There's really not much to say about him. All he really was a bodyguard.
Yeah.
So I guess there's really not much else to say. Other than... I will say this, though. I guess, compared to most Season 2s of anime, at least that I've seen, Sekirei Pure Engagement was pretty good compared to others. Like, compared to Rosario Vampire Season 2, I would actually say if you watch Season 1, definitely watch Season 2. I mean, it maintained its, I guess, feel, you could say. Compared to Season 1, like, Rosario Vampire just lost everything in Season 2. Like, nothing was really good in Season 2. Season 1, it was good. 2, no. Here, they both maintain, like, you could watch... Not that you could... What am I trying to say here? It didn't change, is what I'm saying, basically.
Yeah.
So I would give it a solid, like... I'd give it probably the same score as Season 1. I gave it a solid 6 to 7.
I'd give it, like, somewhere between 6 and 7.
Yeah, because if you watch Season 1 and you liked it, watch Season 2. If you watch Season 1 didn't like it, don't watch Season 2. I mean, if you didn't like Season 1, why would you continue anyway?
And if you're the kind of guy who saw both seasons and enjoyed them and are hoping that there's going to be a Season 3...
It's unfortunately gotten High School of the Dead sickness, and Season 3, while it's not cancelled, it's pretty much put on the back burner. It's not going to happen for a while. So, yeah.
And if you keep your ears open, you might hear some familiar voice actors.
I guess we could talk a little bit about the voice actors at the end of this. I mean, we already gave our score. It's funny because throughout the anime, me and Zero were watching it, and they actually had Kid Death. Uzume is voiced by Moka Akashiya, or Rosario Vampire. And some voice actor I found hilarious. Minato's voice actor, not Todd, it was, I can't remember the name, but he's supposed to voice the cop of Future Diary, Oma, or OG.
Future Diary.
And, there's one other that, we said that the Swords guy was voiced by Mifune of Soul Eater. And one girl, was it Matsu who was voiced by Tsubaki? I don't know. Basically, they had a lot of voice actors from Soul Eater and from Rosario Vampire. Anyway, now we're getting off topic. So, may as well close it out here. I was Riku Light vs. Dark.
I am Zero.
He's MrZeroCore. This was the last anime review of the summer, because my school starts on Monday. So, come back to Riku Light vs. Dark for, I guess, some, maybe gameplay is probably what I'm going to do next, because me and Phantom Boy playing something. So, I'm out. Any last words, Zero?
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty. No. This is how I'm gonna end it. Bukaki?
And who knows, you might see some of me in the gameplay.
Yeah, Zero might show
Never
up
know.
later. Anyway, I'm out. Later,
Peace.
bitches.